Who thinks that it will be very difficult to talk about Demi Lovato explains why she started using she, her pronouns again, adding them to her growing list.
Well, it's going to be very difficult, Brett, because I don't know what to call her without getting in trouble.
Permission to go off?
Oh, yeah.
Permission granted.
Permission granted. Let me brief you guys. So last year in May of 2021, Demi Lovato on her irrelevant podcast 4D with Demi Lovato.
She has a podcast?
I know, right?
They'll just give anyone a podcast.
They'll just be giving it to anyone.
I bet she hasn't seen The Patriot either.
She probably likes Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern.
Yuck.
She officially announced last year that she was going to start identifying as non-binary and going by they, them pronouns.
I was like, I know. I saw the haircut. I'm like, you don't have to tell us that.
And at the time, she said that it best fit the fluidity of her gender expression. And she asked everyone to use they, them pronouns, and she made sure to say that it's just what feels right to her, and no worries if you accidentally mess up her pronouns.
Which is fine.
That's a cool thing to say. I don't think I've ever heard someone say that. I'm
so like it wasn't anything inflammatory or like vindictive at the time, but it was just interesting how confident she seemed in announcing it at the time. She said, "Over the past year and a half, I've been doing some healing and self-reflective work, and through this work, I've had the revelation that I identify as non-binary. And with that said, I'll be officially changing my pronouns to they, them."
I love that she made
officially
she had a publicist announcement of this.
Yeah.
And
do it in front of the White House.
This came after that documentary about her life that she posted to YouTube in, I think it was 2018. I watched that, and it was following her drug overdose where she almost died. And a lot of eyes were on her at the time, and she was just, in that documentary, just expressing a lot of her anger and recalling just what a bitter, angry, and disconnected person she was when she was still at Disney. So I think what she was talking about with that like self-reflective work was post that explainer documentary actually processing what's happened to her. And I gotta say, like, I don't think she's done doing that healing with this news that she's reverted back to she, her pronouns. And
well, she's not just reverted back. She's added them to they that. So she will
did she say that? Because
Yeah.
I thought she said,
So
I'm adopting she, her back.
At first that, and then it came out what Brett said. That's
Okay, so she had to like clarify.
She has a lot of pronouns.
She's collecting them.
Can you just keep adding them like Pokemon?
To be
I
fair,
guess so.
the whole Disney to downward spiral pipeline is
obviously,
really
yeah.
sad, but
It's like,
yeah.
this is a former
What's
child
it
star
gonna be next year?
who has identity issues.
Yep.
Big whoop. I mean,
that's
I don't
not too
know
surprising.
if this is very unique in terms of
Man,
former child stars, especially Disney kids.
What Taylor said actually kind of made me start to feel bad, where Hollywood is so weird. And being a star from that age is so weird. And like, I have seen celebrities who are known for being train wrecks around their people, quote unquote, their agents, their publicists, and these people are the monsters. These people are the demons. These are the people that are saying yes to all of these terrible things that are pushing them to make decisions that maybe they don't want to do. And just the thought of, whether you want your pronouns changed or not, the thought of being in a place where you owe the world and Twitter an explanation of like how you're identifying, when really you're just trying to like find a way to heal yourself, which should be something you do in private. Like, you shouldn't be influenced by Twitter or society or an agent. You don't owe it to anyone but your loved ones, or maybe a therapist. Like, it's awful that people get put in these circumstances.
I also wonder sometimes if people who go through the whole process of transitioning like it when people don't really do much to change the way they're appearing, but change their pronouns and take on this identity.
Oh yeah, she didn't
and try
even
to
slightly change
put it under the
her
same umbrella
appearance.
as transitioning.
Yeah, and I don't think she did claim it was like a transition as much as it was just how she wants other people to interact with her, which I don't know how I feel about it because that's focused on the world around you and not on yourself. I wanted to read this more recent quote from her, like announcing that she's taking back those her pronouns. She said, "For me, I'm such a fluid person that I felt like, especially last year, my energy was balanced in my masculine and feminine energy, so that when I was faced with the choice of walking into a bathroom and it said women and men, I didn't feel like there was a bathroom for me because I didn't feel necessarily like a woman.
How long ago was this?
This was recent.
Okay.
I didn't feel like a man. I just felt like a human. That's what them is about for me. It's just about feeling human at your core."
They need to just put biological on those signs.
But like, this is what I hate
That would
about
eliminate some of the confusion.
the appearance of a self-reflective statement that is actually not self-reflective at all. It's like, can we inquire into why you don't feel like a woman anymore after your looks and your identity have been exploited for over a decade?
Don't feel like a woman according to who or what.
Oh, that's interesting. Mary, are you saying kind of like if you're seen as a female sex symbol for so long and that starts to hurt you, maybe this is just your way to like rebel?
Yeah, and not just a sex symbol, but just like women are treated differently in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of pressure to have to feel a certain way, look a certain way all the time. And, it's not that hard to inquire, like even scratch the surface of that question. Like, why don't I feel comfortable being a woman anymore when I used to?
I've seen a lot of women, even like in the skateboarding community, who now go by the they them pronouns, and I feel like sometimes it's like an attack on tomboys too, that they feel
Well,
like
it's
they're not
always
feminine or they can't be women.
Reducing femininity to the surface level
Like,
aspects, like painting your nails and doing your hair, like that's and I think when your career and your life is entirely image based, that's what you are convinced of after a while.
So should we start for the people that have trouble with stuff like this, maybe the first thing you have to do with any conversation is to clarify when talking to someone, mentioning these things, say, when I talk about pronouns and gender, am I talking about biological sex or gender identity? And then clarify that first so that there's one less thing to be confused about when having these discussions with people.
I disagree.
No, I'm asking. I'm saying, is that the step forward?
Like, that's not the step forward. Because
it's not reasonable. It's not logical. But there is no reason and logic in any of this.
I think so many people are trying to equate the two now that...
everything she's saying is about how people are supposed to address her and talk about her and not how she feels or lives. Like, this has nothing to do with her lifestyle, her appearance. This is about other people's speech about her and to her.
Which is why I've always said that it is a weird form of soft censorship to be able to control how people talk about you through social enforcement.
I understand why she feels like she has no control, though. That's what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm not totally lacking sympathy for where she's at. Like, if you don't want to be referred to as, like, with feminine pronouns anymore, I just wish that there was even the hint of, like, self-reflection about that, rather than just, thank you, looking for the instantaneous solution of telling everyone else what they should say.
Well, and again, we don't know, right? Because this could be where her people came in. This could be where imagine being an actress and venting this like desperately, like, I'm having these identity issues, I don't know how I feel.
And they're
and
like,
someone just
we've
goes,
come up with the perfect solution.
Yep.
And it'll promote your podcast.
Yep, 100%. And then you go, well, that does kind of make sense. I don't feel like a girl, and I don't feel like okay, like maybe that is it. And then years later you go, can we just add she, her back? Because now I'm even more confused. Like, you don't know, man. Hollywood is so evil like that.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise she wouldn't be in the news.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks too, because I know that she is, like, authentically talented.
I think that she's a pretty talented singer.
She's not at full capacity. Like, she's not doing what she could be doing, and I think it's because she has too many middlemen trying to control her public image, and
Also, with
since
like
she's been
recovering
this-
from addiction issues,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like that's probably a
she hasn't
major
had the
setback.
chance to recover on her own, and being in this since she was a child, hasn't had the opportunity to form her own identity.
And actually, like by just talking
That's
about
interesting. Hasn't formed an identity.
yeah,
thought.
because by just talking about the pronouns, it's sort of reductive, right?
Right,
It's
yeah.
reducing her down to that. When Taylor, I totally forgot about the drug stuff, and it's like, oh, this is a woman who just like needs help, and all we're talking about is, well, how do you refer to her? It's like that's the least,
And that's what I feel all she can talk about, because it's like
'Cause that becomes
displacing
the
my
story.
my extreme discomfort with myself at the most fundamental level onto these words that people in the press use to talk about me.
right.
There's also, I want to point out that when I went to look up the articles, right? So as soon as she added her pronouns back to her writing, all the articles are
They
now
changed
referring
it
to
back
yes.
even
No, the
retroactively?
old ones are they, them.
Okay.
But now, like, they're immediately like, oh, thank God, I can write it like a normal article now.
Yeah.
Like I was looking through this, and they're all, it's,
Wait, are they gonna all have to go back and switch the they them
No,
now
because
so
she's,
they're not
she's accepting
misread?
both now. She's like,
But-
it's like
Okay.
MasterCard and Visa, and like she'll
If
take,
she had been switching from she,
Thank
they,
God she's not Amex or Discover.
if she had been
American
switching from
Express.
she to they in this like
Mm-hmm.
new announcement, then they would have to retroactively go to the she or articles
Yeah.
and change to
Like
they.
you see
but
with-
not the other way around.
With actors who transition and then roles they did pre-transition, you're like
Yeah.
not allowed to remember that they
Like,
were
yeah, Elliot
not
Page.
transitioned.
Elliot Page.
That's perfect
Exactly.
example.
And that's another example where Elliot Page has publicly commented on like how deeply uncomfortable it I don't want to say the wrong pronoun or like get in trouble on YouTube, but like during the premiere of Juno, Elliot Page commented that like they forced her to wear like a dress and heels and makeup and do her hair this and all of this stuff, and it was like this movie about a teen mom.
Yeah.
And
It's like with what's
you
her
can
name that
imagine
you're-
why that would make someone uncomfortable
Right,
with their femininity,
Trans or not, that's gonna make
regardless of anything.
The actress from what was it we reviewed recently from America, Xochitl Gomez. Like we're like, why are they making this 15-year-old girl?
Yeah, it's
look like
about
a hooker?
aging too.
Yeah,
like aging people up, aging people down. Like there, you can never not be like negated as a person.
There's
in that
also
industry.
they talk. She talks about how
Thank you.
Xochitl Gomez talked about how like playing that role. What was it? It was like she felt like it was coming of age, like a great story for young girls. But then she doesn't look like a young girl.
Then she
at
promotes
the
it
premiere.
looking like a
an
woman
adult.
in her 30s.
And then Elliot Page talks about how Elliot Page felt like really, really free the first time, got to wear like a suit to a premiere, not have to wear a dress. So,
But it's like I'm freeing myself from the expectation to be this thing, but also like I don't know if that like escaping that expectation didn't require as much self-reflection as
being okay with the expectation,
as just being neutral to
Yeah.
other people's opinions about you.
which is very, very hard to do.
I know
It is
that.
very, very like I do not discount like for Demi Lovato, for any of these people. We make jokes, and I certainly take my jabs at celebrities, but I understand that it is very hard to have to hear outward perspectives on your life all the time, and that can't be easy. So for that, I have all the sympathy in the world, especially like you said, going through what she went through with her addiction, just
Yeah.
the general trauma of having to grow up with Disney as your parent, basically.
I love that.
Like
Brett,
we've seen the theme of
Yeah.
many stars coming out of Disney after being child stars and things going downhill.
not
for them.
Timberlake. That dude nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it. I love that Brett started off with this is a real layup of a story, and now by the end of it, we're all like, man, mental health is hard.
But another thing that I don't want to like brush past is I think this announcement might also be too convenient PR wise, because
Does she have
I
another
look
project
at I
coming
look
out?
at Demi Lovato's Twitter, and it's all promotion of this new music video for her song Substance, where she's like lighting dynamite on a motorcycle with Paris Hilton.
Hell
It's
yeah.
interesting timing.
It's
I'm just
anytime
saying,
stuff
like,
happens.
Dynamite on a
that's-
motorcycle. That
That's
sounds
why
cool.
I know that she has an album coming out.
That's
Right.
not as
True.
ghoulish as the women who make their claims about like stuff that happened to them 20 years ago in Hollywood. It's like, by the way, I'm promoting my book. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
you
saw one
know?
of those books today at the bookstore.
Your
and
book
it
that you
was-
can't put out because there's a paper shortage.
Will we ever get Britney Spears' book written in crayon?
Come on.
Never.
Never. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.